Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out. I know it's getting later on a Thursday, and I feel like I've personally been here for maybe 3 weeks, so I'm sure you guys all are too. Thanks for coming to talk to us about Microsoft support in 365. Matt and I like to call ourselves support geeks. We've spent most of our careers in support, doing technical things, but making sure the user experience is kind of always our focus. And right now we're in a team, we're service engineers, but focused on support in an organization called Customer Success Engineering. So we're a really newish team, last 6 months or so, and our focus really is on that support experience end to end. So so we'll introduce ourselves a little bit and then dig in.
So as we get started today, a couple key takeaways to tell you about what we're going to talk about. Support is better together. It's a partnership between Microsoft and our customers. We know in a lot of cases you're contacting us because your users contacted you, and so we kind of view Microsoft support as an extension of your team. So in order to be effective at that, we have to work together. We're going to ask you for things, you're going to ask us for things, and that's what we're here to talk about, what those things are and why they're important.
And so often we're going to be spending most of our time on client diagnostics. So there's a lot of them, and so hopefully that's of an interest for you guys.
Mm-hmm. We're going to give you a little bit of information about our backgrounds and why we're so interested in support, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the Microsoft 365 support experience and go deep into those client diagnostics that we might ask you to provide.
So my name is Kelly Bosworth. I have been at Microsoft for a long time, supporting customers in the early days of the cloud, the BPOS days, through Office 365. It's been a lot of fun. It's been amazing, especially I've never been to Ignite before, so coming here and seeing all our technologies kind of come together, I feel like it's a very pivotal, incredible time to be here. So I'm thrilled to be here. I did have a little bit of insurance background before I came into Microsoft, so I will tell you, Microsoft doesn't use fax machines or paper anywhere near as much as insurance, which just made me want to stay here forever. So, and in our current role, we focus on, though my background is kind of Exchange and Outlook, in our current role, we kind of focus across Microsoft 365, and that's been really exciting, learning Teams and Intune and things like that. So
awesome.
It's been great.
My name is Matt Schultz, also a senior service engineer on the Customer Success Engineering group, teammate with Kelly. I've been at Microsoft only 6 months, so a year ago at Ignite, I was in your shoes, sitting in the audience, taking in the great information here. I'm excited to be on this side and kind of bring my experience from the customer side to Microsoft and our team, and now share some of the things that I wish I knew about support when I was a customer, now that I'm on the Microsoft side. Previous to Microsoft, I led a team at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. We rolled out Office 365. Great folks there, and I'm excited to see some of them here. Prior to that, I have experience with a telecom billing company and also over 10 years with the National Park Service, all focused on customer support in one way or another, so excited to bring that. My favorite product, SCCM, recently part of the new Microsoft Endpoint Management. Kind of a weird M365 product maybe, but...
I thought so until, the announcement. So.
Yes, and one of the things that kind of leads into today's session, SCCM, if you're any SCCM admins out there, SCCM has tons of logs, right? So that plays into what we're going to talk about here today with logs and diagnostics and all that good stuff. So that's a little bit about us. So we're going to dig in.
Yeah, let's get started. So collaboration is fundamental in support Microsoft 365. We have to work closely together to solve problems quickly. You're calling us, like Matt said earlier, because an end user contacted you, you're trying to do something in the admin center, and you need us to figure out what's going on. So the good news is that more and more there are service diagnostics that are available not only to our support engineers, but to you through the admin center. So in our session we had yesterday, we talked sort of about the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, how it's more than just a place to go and open a support ticket. We're starting to open up in the Get Help area insights to help you walk through common and new tasks, documentation on docs.microsoft.com, and then also diagnostics. So SharePoint has a lot of diagnostics, including like problems with external sharing. Turns out we found one yesterday as we were doing a demo for Exchange. So can't send email, it starts to ask you a little bit of information about who exactly can't send email where, and actually runs some diagnostics on the back end. And just to make note, when you run those client-side diagnostics and then open a support ticket, our support engineers can kind of see that you ran those diagnostics behind the scenes. So come to M365, start there to even before you open a support case to kind of investigate and see what's out there. We expect this to grow a lot in the next year.
But sometimes we need to look at the client.
Yes.
Looking at the service side isn't enough, and so that's what we're going to dig into today. It's really critical that we capture some of those diagnostics from the source, which is the client, either your desktop, your laptop, your mobile device. It gives us the context into your environment that we don't otherwise have. So when we're looking at things, we're not looking at the traffic that's going through your firewalls, through your web filters, all that kind of stuff that can really impact your experience and your user's experience with M365. It also helps us follow the flow. So when you go through an authentication scenario, you might be hitting an identity provider in the middle. You might be going through numerous other hops. We can really see that here. There's also certain things that if you are just looking at it from an admin side or from a support side, you'll see some errors. In a lot of cases, those errors are part of a normal flow, right? We get a 401 error. That just means we need you to authenticate. So we see that as we walk through the diagnostics that we're going to ask you for. Like I said, we can't reproduce your environment totally, so we need to get all the information that we can, and in a lot of cases, that means we have to ask you for it.
And so support can get additional diagnostics from the service, but they're not always, they're not available for long. In some cases, they're available for 30 days, so we've got some time at user reports an issue, get that issue up to us as soon as possible, but there are some cases where logs don't exist for very long, or we might have to turn on additional diagnostic logging and then ask you to reproduce an issue. So definitely understand that's not, you need to go into some of these scenarios knowing that you might have to reproduce the problem again. Obviously, that's difficult when an issue is intermittent, right? So that's why collecting the right client diagnostics to start are really important, and so that's why we're going to talk a lot about those.
Yep. Just encourage you, as soon as something is identified as an issue, open the case as soon as possible so that an engineer can start looking at it, hopefully catch some of those logs before they roll off, or let you know that, hey, the logs have rolled off, we're going to have to repro this, and kind of key you up that we're going to need you to let us know as soon as this happens so we can capture more information about it. Wanted to talk really quick about why support asks for certain things. As a customer, you might think, well, Microsoft, you run the service. Can't you just go look at my tenant configuration and see what rules I have set up and see what the configuration is on this person's mailbox? It's not always the case. We don't have uncontrolled access to your information. Trust is a big thing for Microsoft, and that's kind of a key differentiator in a lot of ways for us. So our support engineers especially don't just have access to whatever they want in your tenant. They do have some really cool diagnostics tools. So for instance, they can look at the standard folders in a user's mailbox, but if there's anything else that they need you to provide the name of the folder. Then they can run extended diagnostics on it. We just kind of can't bounce through your environment however we feel like is appropriate for the day.
Yeah, and providing when you're giving us users, I see this most of the time happening, but give us the UPN, right? The alias isn't going to be enough for us. We really need that UPN to kind of, we don't have the ability to just do a get mailbox command and run find all the leases in your organization. So just that UPN is super helpful.
Yep. Repro information, obviously we need to know as much of the steps as possible that you ran into this scenario with. It may depend on, was the user on a mobile device? Were they on an external network? Things like that.
Yeah, and so that's why we brought this slide back from our other discussion, is just scoping, right? It's, who is impacted, what is exactly going on, when did the issue occur, and where? Was it on Outlook Mobile, or was it just on Outlook for Mac? Those types of things really matter. There are different protocols used in different cases, so really understanding where the issue occurred. Kind of understanding the goal, too.
Yeah.
We get a lot of customers who report issues that end up maybe being by design. And so then maybe we open a DCR or something like that, but it's important to understand why you're trying to accomplish what you are. Oftentimes it's obvious, right? Mail doesn't work, mail needs to work. But sometimes that additional context is really helpful.
We also want to make sure that we don't ask you for something that has no relevance on what you're trying to accomplish. So, we don't want you to go on a wild goose chase for a bunch of logs that aren't going to help us solve the problem. So we want to be really clear on what that is ahead of time.
Yeah, and scoping's critical. If we might ask, hopefully not the same question over and over again, but really trying to, if there's something we don't fully understand, if we do need to engage other teams, I personally don't feel comfortable going to the other team until I understand your issue and what you're trying to accomplish completely. And so if you get some additional questions from support engineers, it's because they probably don't feel comfortable being able to communicate that if it needs to be escalated to someone else.
Right.
Awesome.
I think we covered this, so we'll move forward through that. Also wanted to point out a troubleshooting page on Docs. So there is a new landing page, newish.
Yep.
Content's always moving from other properties onto docs.microsoft.com. Great kind of landing page here for all sorts of things related to administration troubleshooting in Office 365. Things from service to clients to devices. You've got the URL there, and the deck will be available so that you can download that as well. But just a ton of all sorts of great information here.
I love seeing, I was sad when I heard TechNet was going away, but I have been very happy to see it replaced with Docs. Docs not only has how to do information, but now it has break-fix content, and I love seeing this all in one place.
Yep. And since we're coming up to the end of Ignite, and you all may have some long plane rides home, there's a cool option on most of the pages on Docs. You can download a PDF. So if you need some reading material for your ride home, you can get a 333-page document of all sorts of troubleshooting information for Office 365.
We both have it saved for the ride home.
Absolutely. Probably not something that you want to hang on to for very long because the content's always being refreshed, but it is nice to know that you have that for some of these pages, especially if there's some new information that you want to share with your teams. You can give them a quick offline copy as well. So that's some intro. We want to really get into the diagnostics now, some of the things that support is likely to ask you, and some of the things that you can also be aware of, do some of your own troubleshooting before you contact support.
So there's a lot of logs. There's a lot of different logs. For some of our smaller customers, you might be supporting across M365. So, and in the spirit of our new role where we're focusing on all of M365, we wanted to talk about logs across M365.
So we're going to get into probably the most technical, non-technical session so far, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So one of the first things hopefully you're aware of if you're an Office 365 admin or supporting Office 365 for your organization is the Support and Recovery Assistant. You can download that from the AKE URL there. It's a click once install, so fairly lightweight. But it has a ton of great diagnostics that you can run against the Office installation and also does some account checks on the user. It's going to ask you a few questions, run through some diagnostics, and then optionally share those results with Microsoft in the event that you do need to go ahead and open a case on whatever issue you're researching there.
And some of the newer things that were added was, I think there was a BB script once upon a time to completely remove Office from your machine entirely, including all licenses and what was that called?
If anybody remembers OffScrub, awesome tool. Sarah can do a lot of, if not all of OffScrub.
Yeah, they basically took OffScrub and put it into Sarah. So we've been talking with the people working on Sarah. Some Windows diagnostics are coming next. And then if you ever used OffCat, being able to export all of a user's Outlook settings, including registry keys and things like that, is in Sarah now as well.
Again, that's just part of getting that context of your environment so that we can help troubleshoot with all the information about what's going on your workstation. Kind of a complementary part of Sarah is something that requires assistance from Microsoft, but Sarah Assist packages are things that a support engineer that you're working with on a case can send you. They'll give you a code to type in when you start Sarah, and it will go and gather a bunch of logs kind of on its own, and then upload those to the support case as well. So things like a network trace, stuff that Fiddler would gather for you, Sarah can do that in a way that doesn't require you to install Fiddler and do all that stuff, but also strip out some potentially sensitive information like account credentials or token strings, stuff like that. So that's kind of a nice one.
And password protects it.
Yes, and automatically password protects it for you. SCCM also has a Sarah Assist package, so if you're having some problems there, we can gather some client logs, upload those. And then there's also some new Windows client performance stuff as well there.
Yeah. So this is another area that's that a lot of you'll see this more and more. So.
Yep. Just want you to be aware of that in case an engineer asks you to do this, and why can't I just go run Fiddler on my own? There's some benefits to doing it through Sarah Assist.
But we'll definitely go into Fiddler as well.
Absolutely.
So next is Outlook logs. They're probably my favorite logs of all time. Each version, so I've been supporting Office since before we had logging in it, Outlook. And each build, we get more and more diagnostic information. It gets better and better. Just like the features do, they add additional diagnostics. It's best for connectivity issues, so things where the client is connecting to the Exchange server. So auto discover, free busy, you can, instead of the hash marks, if you get an ETL file to Microsoft, they can actually tell you what the server is returning instead of just no information available for free busy stuff, and then connections to the mailbox database. So we can create some registry keys and get some additional logging, but it's really good for that connectivity piece, and it's a good starting point for those types of issues. It doesn't include the Outlook configuration settings. So like we mentioned, that would be with Sarah, what used to be offcat would be used for. It doesn't include a lot of information about authentication, and we'll go into that more. That's because we handed that off to Windows. So we'll talk about that more on the next slide. The Outlook logs do need to be analyzed by Microsoft, so they're ETLs, they're not TXTs or logs, so you can't open them up. But we have a great tool on our end to kind of analyze those quickly. So
they're like Uber Geek logs?
Yes.
Okay.
And then always remember to close Outlook when you've done a repro, because there's information that gets stored in memory that doesn't make it to the log file until you're done in there in the temp directory. Personally, you can leave Outlook run. I mean, as long as you've got a little bit of space on your machine, the log files at max are about 100 megs, and there's a new one every time you restart Outlook. But they sort of go away after 4 or 5 logs. I leave mine on all the time. I kind of geek out when I see something weird. If you have an issue that's more intermittent, you can leave this on for a couple of days without too much of a concern. The downside is you see that little pop-up there that the user will see every time they restart Outlook, saying that logging may cause performance issues, even though it really hasn't been true for a while. But there isn't a way to turn that off, unfortunately. So that's just the one gotcha there.
Cool. So it might be a thing to leave turned on maybe for a couple users who run into some weird scenarios, especially like executive assistants who may be doing lots of calendaring thing and running into some of those free busy issues. Probably not something to turn on for the entire organization.
No. And you can turn it on by registry key. So there's some good documentation out there about how to turn it on by registry if that's easier.
Awesome.
So just talking a little bit about modern authentication, which all of you guys are probably connecting to the cloud using Modern Auth for the most part. Authentication is actually was handed off to Windows from Office around 2017. So we've been using Modern Auth for quite a while now, using WAM. So I just wanted to say that, make a call out that the most important thing if you're running into a sign-in problem or an auth issue, making sure you have the latest, greatest Windows and Office. Just to see if that issue is reproducible there is really critical, not just Office, both Windows and Office. There's some really great troubleshooting documentation out there on docs.microsoft.com that talk about, because as a Windows service, there's information in the event logs. There's Azure AD event logs, and those are really super helpful. That documentation actually goes into what to look for depending on the scenario. Also, the dsreg command comes in handy as well. So just because Modern Auth, this is probably over the last year caused a lot of churn, just like getting all these different scenarios fixed. There's been a lot of work in this area, so we thought it would be worth it to bring it up.
Awesome. And we have some diagnostic packages that your support engineer can ask you to run outside of Sarah Assist,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but some other things to gather up those logs that can help really troubleshoot that as well. Mm-hmm. And also just to point out on the point about using the latest versions of Office and Windows, super important. Want to call out that if an engineer asks you to, try it on the latest version, we're not suggesting that you go out and upgrade your entire fleet today. We just want to repro it to see, are we still having that problem in the latest versions? Mm-hmm. Even if we are having the same problem, we might get better logging that will point us at what the actual problem is. So.
And it's something to rule out because probably lots of people are running the semi-annual targeted. Knowing whether or not the issue is reproducible on monthly channel is super important. So I've talked to a lot of my enterprise customers that I work with, and they have like an IT staff or a group of people that are running monthly. So if a customer runs an issue, they kind of check to see if they could repro it. If not, and it's not to say everyone has to run monthly, but more of the fixes are obviously going to be checked in there.
Yep.
There's nothing like working on an issue and troubleshooting something for 3+ weeks, and then a new build of Outlook comes out, and then it's solved. I mean, it feels good, but at the same time, yeah, it's a little disappointing.
Well.
It happens.
So another thing, mobile apps, obviously folks are using their mobile devices more and more to do daily work, and focusing on that, it's really important that we be able to get logs from those mobile devices as well. We have to do that in a different way. We can't just go copy some files out of a temp folder. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, some of the core Office apps, Outlook, Authenticator, and Company Portal have a built-in way for you to easily grab those logs, upload them to Microsoft, and help your support engineers analyze what's going on there. Outlook is where these screenshots are from. The nice thing about doing this from the Outlook mobile app on iOS or Android is it will actually reach out to the other apps and gather their logs as well, because Outlook relies on Authenticator, relies on Company Portal, so we need to be able to trace that whole flow sometimes. This will gather all that up and send it to us so that we can help you out. It's really easy to do. You can ask a user to do this if they're running into a problem. They can do it on demand even before a case is open. They just need to go to the help and feedback section in the app, tap collect diagnostics. It'll, again, walk them through a few things. It switches apps a few times, but pretty much automatically does all of that for you. And then it'll return an incident ID there. Just provide that to the support engineer working your case, and they'll be able to find those logs in the system. Important to note here that this doesn't open a support case. So this just gathers the log files, gives them an ID that can be referenced in a case. So again, you can have your user do this before you open a case. Those logs tend to roll pretty quickly on the mobile devices, so capturing them in the moment is really important there. Something that's maybe not as useful as it used to be is Wireshark captures, so capturing things at the network level.
Netmon, come on, there was
Okay, Netmon, sure.
network monitor.
But capturing the things at the network level is not so important or useful these days. All the traffic's encrypted. We're not going to get much. It can help us sometimes identify some local connectivity issues. So if your firewall or proxy is dropping some traffic, we might be able to see that in your Wireshark capture. But by and large, most of the stuff we do wouldn't be seen here. Yep. So. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so everyone's favorite, Fiddler, the web traffic capture. This kind of gives us all the different things that we didn't think to ask. Like when we're talking about authentication, we might not know your exact authentication flow, but if we get a Fiddler that captures it, we're gonna see like, you hit the Microsoft identity infrastructure, and then where were you redirected, and were you redirected to the right place? So Fiddler is very valuable for our troubleshooting. It decrypts and captures all the HTTPS traffic, so there is some concern there. In general, this is going to be helpful for a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. Important to note that if you do capture a Fiddler trace with Fiddler itself, it's very important that you turn on the HTTPS decryption. Otherwise, we can see a long list of the URLs that you tried to go to, and that's it.
Yeah.
We kind of need to see where they went, what responses you got from them. It's really unfortunate as a support engineer to get a Fiddler trace that somebody spent time capturing and then ask them to please go capture it again because it actually didn't have anything useful in it. So just make sure you turn on the HTTPS decryption if you do have to do that. Important though, please don't provide one of these proactively. Wait for your engineer to ask you to do that, because if they need a Fiddler trace, they should also send you that Sarah Assist package to do the network capture. As we mentioned earlier, that's going to strip out some of those sensitive pieces of information. It's going to save it as the password protected file and potentially prevent some data leakage there.
But it is very easy to save as a password protected file. So just save all sessions and then just choose the option password protected and make sure you communicate that to Microsoft over the phone.
Yep.
So worst case, if you've got Fiddler, you're an admin, you're comfortable doing that, just make sure it's password protected.
Yep. And once you've done this, especially if you're doing it on an end user machine, good to go clean up the certificate that Fiddler installs so that it can decrypt all your traffic. Fiddler provides a way to do that directly from the interface. You can click Actions and then open Windows Certificate Manager from the same dialog where you've enabled the HTTPS decryption, or you can certainly open the Certificate Manager by yourself and just delete those Do Not Trust Fiddler certificates that are there. However, if you can reproduce the issue in a browser, you may not even have to install Fiddler. Modern browsers, for the most part, include some really cool traffic capture capabilities, including the new Microsoft Edge. So we've been doing some testing and using that. Really happy with it.
Yes, really. I mean, really urge everyone to kind of to download that and play with that. We've been using it for several months, and super easy to go in here and just F12, right-click on this screen and choose Save As. Does it say HAR? We have a screenshot.
Yeah. Yep. We have that on the next one.
Oh, okay.
But the important thing that we wanted to show here is that this gives you most of the same things that you can do in Fiddler. You can see the traffic obviously coming up there. You can click on an entry and you can see those headers going out. You can see the responses coming back in. So this is nice too if you're kind of in the moment trying to get some network captures. You don't have to go download something and potentially deal with policies that restrict you from installing applications. It's all right here in the browser. So as Kelly mentioned, once you get that traffic, just right-click. This is the screenshot from Edge. It's a little bit different if you're in Chrome or a different browser, but save it as HAR with content. And then, if you want to make sure that it has good stuff, and you want to password protect it before you send it to us, you can open it in Fiddler, maybe on your own machine. Click File, Import Sessions, and, click through that animation too soon. File, Import Sessions, choose HTTP archive, browse to that file, and then it's just as if you captured it directly in Fiddler.
Yeah, pretty magical.
Pretty cool stuff.
All right, so the last thing we're going to talk about are Teams logs. I've been doing a lot of work in Teams over the last couple of months, and the first thing that people would say, I need Teams logs, and it turns out there's 3 different kinds of Teams logs, and some are more helpful than others. So just wanted to kind of talk about those a little bit. The debug logs are the ones that are the most helpful from a service perspective. So these are the logs that the client is communicating to the middle tier and Teams. So it's connecting to Exchange to download all the meeting content. It's connecting to Exchange, SharePoint and other things like that. So this is the most helpful file. You kind of do the Alt-Shift.
Alt-Shift-1, like.
Yeah, kind of. You get better at it over time, and then it basically will download a bunch of files to your downloads folder. These days, there's about 6 files it will download. The most helpful one is the one that doesn't have any sort of extension after it. It's just, I've got it highlighted there on the screen. That's the one that contains, these logs are refreshed every couple of hours, so we don't have 24 hours worth of data on these, so like the mobile logs, it's kind of critical that users, if you're working with them, collect them as you are working with them through the issue and get those logs just downloaded to their downloads folder to be provided to Microsoft at a later date. Going back to the user the next day and saying, hey, Microsoft would love to see the debug logs, if they're not reproducing the issue, isn't going to really be helpful. So the good news is these log files are text files, which means all of you can open them up and look at them. And there's some useful information about them. It contains the user UPN, the version of Teams client, the server version. It's got session ID information, what we would use to potentially track something through the service. It has authentication information in it about the security token that's probably refreshed every hour. So if there's some type of authentication issue, you should see some details in there. So very helpful log, and you can open it up and sort of get used to. I'll say the one thing that's there's some information at the top about the user, and then it will kind of newest is down, and newest goes up. So when you're looking at something, you're looking at the most recent sort of log entry.
Kind of reverse sorting from what we're used to in most Windows log files.
Yes, yep. So it's a little challenging, yep. But.
Another interesting point, I think, on these logs that we found is if you're trying to troubleshoot particularly a meeting issue, those logs roll with each meeting that you join. So important to grab the logs before you join some other meeting, because otherwise all the logs from the meeting that you had trouble with are now gone. So again, just grab those as soon as you can once a problem occurs.
Yep. And then there are media logs. And so really, these aren't anything you should enable unless Microsoft specifically asks for it. You have to kind of, there's a JSON file you have to put in a particular location with a particular thing in there I show here on the screen. Hopefully these, one thing when we were putting together these slides were putting this information here, feel free to reuse these slides. So if it's something to kind of talk with your different teams, I try to put the most relevant information on these slides so that they could be as useful as possible. When you're doing sort of maybe video performance investigation or something like that for Microsoft, they will very likely ask you to enable these. There's 2 folders, the Media Stack and Skylib, that contain blog and ETL files, which I've tried to open and look at, but even just opening them is kind of a challenge. So just zip those up and send them up to Microsoft.
One of those things where don't spend too much time on it. Just grab the files, send them up, and let
We've got the experts.
Exactly.
Awesome. And so then there's one other file, which is the desktop log. And that is when you right-click the Teams icon in the system tray and say get logs. I would say this one is, I've needed this one least of any of them. It's more around the client itself. So if the client is continually crashing or the client is not updating, that's when these desktop logs come in handy. So haven't needed those yet, but they don't really include any interactions with the service. So for most issues, they're not going to be what we need.
Yep.
Although you could be working on an issue, and it's good to know, the differentiation between the get logs option versus the Alt Control Shift 1.
Yep. And if a support
debug logs.
engineer asks you for the Teams logs, which Teams logs would you like? They're usually very good at telling you exactly what they
How to do it. But I would guess that 99% of the time it's going to be those debug logs that we looked at.
Another good way to think about the desktop versus the debug logs, the desktop is basically the thing that is dealing with the frame of the window. The debug and the media logs are whatever's happening inside the window.
Yes. More interesting stuff.
All the good stuff happens inside the window.
So really, that kind of concludes, those as we were going through, those are the logs that we asked for. Obviously we didn't talk about Skype because that's getting a little lesser. And we probably all very familiar with Skype logs, but these are the ones that for most issues we're going to ask for, and just wanting you to be really clear and crisp on what those are and why we're asking for them.
Yep. So hopefully we've addressed that we need to work together. We don't have the whole story. We need to get that information from you so that we can be successful together in supporting our customers, ultimately your end users, and hopefully provided you some context on the things that we're going to look for.
And we have a lot of different platforms that we're working on and trying to make better. That's Sarah Assist, adding more diagnostics there, making it easier to get the client diagnostics, and then look for the service desk or the service diagnostics, which we're now exposing in the admin center. So if nothing else, those are the 2 things that will be just to remember from the session. So thanks so much.
Yep. I wanted to share a couple other sessions. Everything has kind of already happened since we're winding down on the week, but if you want to catch any of these replays in the MyIgnite tech community, maybe check out a few of these sessions. 2078 is the session that we gave yesterday on the kind of broader support experience for M365. Also some other things specific to M365 admin sessions you might consider checking out. And you've got a few hours left to come visit the Microsoft 365 folks in the hub. We'll be back down at the booth a little bit later.
Yep.
But that's all we have right now. So want to take some questions if you have them, if you do.
Yeah, and if you came in later, we have stickers. Because if
Absolutely.
you're here, you're a support geek, sorry about that. And we've got stickers that you can use to prove it. So if any of you guys didn't get stickers or want more of them, because now you realize you have more support geeks in your life, feel free to let us know.
Absolutely. And we've got plenty of time for questions. So if you do have any questions, anything you want to discuss, feel free to step up to one of the mics. Otherwise, we'll stick around for a little bit afterwards if you want to discuss anything offline. And before we send everybody out, please make sure you fill out the evaluation. Let us know if this was helpful. Let us know what other information you'd like to see. We'd love to share more information with you in the future. So we need to know how we can do better or what you liked and bring you more of it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.